Hello? Who's this?
Hey, hi, where are you at? Like, I'm on my way with the trailer. Like, we're heading over right now. And, I don't know, I haven't heard back from you yet.
Alright. I take it you have my payment then?
Yeah, the P350 by Bauer, baby. Yeah, I know. You want that payment. I'll make up for it. I'll make up for it. We get this done, and you'll have it by next week. You'll have it by next week, I promise.
Listen, ma'am. No P350 by Bauer, no show. You know how this works. I'm hanging up now.
Hey, wait. No. Don't hang up on... Hello? Hello? Damn it. We need to take a detour. Nope. Nope. Nah. Shit. That's not it. Nope. No. Nope.
Stop!
Shut up. Shut up. This has to be it, right? The P350 by Bauer, baby. Look at it. Alright. Time to make our shot count. Let's go. Can I grab a second one? Can grab a second one. Gonna have to make it up to him.
It's over there.
Oh, this is nice. But I can't keep it. Can't keep it because I'm not allowed to bring anything else home but these goddamn 45 ACP P350 by Bowers. May as well go the full mile with these, huh?
It's over there.
Damn it. Couch is gonna remain empty at this rate. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? No P350s, no show. Wait. Actually, there's one person that I can still ask.
P350 by Bauer.
Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello. You may only be... Oh, I can hear myself. 1 second. So, as you may have heard, or may have seen, I had a bit of a predicament right here with the P350s by Bauer. I could not arrange them in time, and it sucked. But, as you may have seen, there is another person that I managed to arrange and return, because he came to the rescue just in time to make this event possible. And it's not Putter right here. It's one of those lovely people right here. And you may have already guessed who it might have been. It is our lovely guest Jedit, who has uttered the magical words. And we also have Duger at the very end next to Ethium and Mac right here, who is, he got us payment in time. Not from me. He did not get the payment in time from me. He got it from Jedit right here. I could not make it happen, but you know how it is. That said, I will unleash the beast now because we will be actually having an interview with the man himself next to me. So just one moment as we kick it off. All right, we're live. We're kicking it off right here. Let's go. So, first of all, thank you everyone for coming. I want to stress this. It was looking pretty grim in terms of like who was going to be here at the time, but it seems like we somehow have made it work to fill the entire thing up. Just perfectly fine. People will not be able to hear you for just a moment longer because I will have to unleash you on the stream. But I just wanted to get that out there. All right, cool. There we go. So, I'm a little bit nervous right here, still just trying to settle myself in. We're going to start off because we have Jedit a little bit on the timer here. We're not sure how long he's going to be here with us. So we're going to kick it off with a little bit of an interview that I have prepared. So let us just quickly swap over to the actual hand cam if Spirit's map would cooperate here. Actually, we're going to fix this other how. Like this. All right, cool. So, as Jedit sits right here, he's probably one of the people that has been on this in this community for the longest, alongside probably Putter. It's the two names, at least, that I've known for the longest of time before even playing the game by just watching streams. And while we know a lot of the man right here in terms of like competitive community and the likes, I would like to address a few questions to Jedit just to get a little bit more info for the people that, well, pretty much almost everyone knows him, but it might be interesting to know. So first and foremost, probably one of the most obvious questions to expect, Jedit, when did you start with H3 and when did you decide to start making videos?
H3, it was the reason I got VR, actually. There was a specific, I wish I could find it, there was a GIF on Reddit of somebody struggling to load one of the pistols in the warehouse scene. And that turned me on to like what VR was growing up to be, and the fact that the Rift was coming out. Then I found out that the the Vive was coming out and all that. Bought my Vive before I bought Lady Jedi's engagement ring, which I never heard the end of, and I will never hear the end of because it was a very correct move. And then just the whole collisions granularity of that was just unfathomable to me at that time. So it seemed like it was from the future. So the videos came probably like a year after. It may have been around that fall, and I had just giggled to myself in the old target range. I forget what it used to be called, but I was literally just trying to drop the magazines in the Deagle whenever the Deagle had gotten added in, and I saw the big pile, laughed, posted to YouTube, didn't think anything of it, and then million some views on that, and it just kind of progressed from there.
Amazing. I mean, you've come a really long way with numbers that, well, just figures that other people could just dream of right now in terms of VR. I would go as far to say that you're probably still one of the biggest VR content creators, considering that you're still only covering like a very small niche of the actual entire scene that is behind, this technology. With the first of the channel and with the first of you actually picking up VR, there's another question of talking about firsts. When did you learn about competitive H3 for the first time?
That was Putter. Man, did I raid you or what was it? I forget how we even came across each other. I think it was.
I was actually having a bad day. Like I was having a really bad time. I'm not gonna get into all that, but I was just like, I like H3. And the thing is that Jedi was one of the people who actually got me into the game. Jedi's gotten like so many people into this game. And it was Jedi, it was STFU and Let's Play, and then it was Anton as well, because I loved the devlogs and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna grind up a headset. I'm gonna actually work. And then one day I decided to stream it one time, and then the one time that I did, you rated me, and I was like, dude, you got me into VR. What the heck? This is so weird. And
yeah, that's all it really came out of, was just I always, especially early on, try to raid other people who were. My goal when I started streaming H3 was there wasn't enough people streaming it. It's a fun game, and I didn't think enough people were finding fun in the proper places in it. Taken Hold specifically just was like had more to it than what people thought there really was, or even just realized. And then Putter's insanity led that to a competitive tournament, so just a natural fit from there.
That's exactly how I probably still managed to stick around so much, because I did pick up Take and Hold after I got my index, trying it out for the first time on my friend's HTC Vive. And it's just like, I saw this game. I saw this crazy madman doing crazy reloads that I constantly forgot the name of at the time. But I've seen these videos when they were fresh. Like, I remember your channel not even having 5 figures when I first found you, because VR for me was just such a fascinating thing. And from that point, I was in love. It could have just been about the dumb reloads, and I would have got the game whenever I got VR. So that's why I'm here. To ever think that I would be sitting here doing this right here is it's mind-boggling for sure.
Yep.
One last question that I will have talking about first, and then we're going to move on to something else. Of course, we now said, when did you first start VR? When did you first start doing videos? When did you first start learning about the tournament? But when was the first time? I forgot the question. All right. Actually, no. I'm just kidding. When was the first time you've actually picked up Twitch? Was it alongside videos, or was it just spirit of the moment thing that came after you realized you had growth? That's the first.
Twitch, I want to say whenever my channel way back when was starting. No, first I used to stream Siege on like PS4 way back when, thinking like, oh, I was in like gold or something. People will watch, and I didn't quite grasp the like. I was along the lines, why would you watch people play games? What's the whole like? That doesn't make sense to me. And then I thought I was decent enough to put it up, but I didn't even check chat. I didn't interact with anybody. Then it quit. And then as I started posting videos on my YouTube, I would say in the comments, I'm going to be live, and I would play something completely off the wall, like Overwatch, and wonder why people weren't hanging around, not making the connection that people were watching my VR stuff, wanting to see VR. So there was a point when I forget the name of the channel. It's the guy who did the potato masher videos. It's like Germ Gaming or something. Him and Evil Viking, now known as Ranger Dave, were doing they were putting together like YouTubers for an Arma thing. And I applied, got into that, and I figured I'd start streaming it. And that kind of moved into me I should do my VR stuff anyway. So I did like LA Noire, we did Fallout, a whole bunch of other stuff. That was okay. I didn't see a whole bunch of growth into that. I got frustrated and quit. And then whenever the Index was launching and Meat Fortress got announced, I decided that I was going to just every weekend, 2 days a week, Saturday, Sunday, same time every morning. I want to play Take and Hold until the Index comes out and Meat Fortress comes out, play Meat Fortress and see where it goes from there. And it was just like that seemed to work.
I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people also just were like, hey, I've seen, this person on YouTube doing the actual content, so they probably also got invested in everything else you do around that, because obviously your streams are not just, I play the game. There's so much more to your streams, and I would say you're one of the biggest pioneers in terms of content that this place has to offer, because recently you started like coding up plugins, obviously, with like slowing down time or getting flash banged on command with channel points, or at the time I was watching a lot, you were figuring out new reloads and stuff. You constantly try to keep everyone on their toes, just adding more content. Being one of the first people, for example, to properly show a lot of mods that probably would have not gotten much recognition at the time. And that's another thing that that I want to just question you about in terms of mods. Do you think, like, because everybody was like talking about Anton and mods being kind of a mixed bag of emotions, would you say that you had an influence to make him a little bit more receptive to that, or?
No, I from what I know, and I try to make a big point to never speak for Anton,
of course,
and anything with that. I know that being able to sideload that stuff into Unity and anything, the plugin stuff that I've done, like I have to say, the mod work that I have done is only thanks to like Frit and Argil and everybody amazing in the modding community that's helped me out, because I don't know how to code, but all of that stuff being able to be sideloaded in instead of Anton having to like distribute his packages and things like that has helped a lot. I know, because that's less work for him. No additional work for him, I guess, would be the biggest thing. So, but there's still, I think, the apprehension of like anything could come into the game now, and there's SOSIGs for a reason. We don't want people in there because of the violence kind of stuff, and no matter what, it's always going to be a gray area. I'm very happy that he's opened up to it a little bit more, because I think there's some really creative stuff going on with the maps. Have been fantastic. I was worried that it was going to be nothing but like push out of like, oh, here's Dust 2 just completely ripped from CS. Here's this map completely ripped from this, and
so like
so
asset
so
packs
forth.
that technically come from games that
Right.
the actual assets probably still have copyright in a certain owner and that type of stuff. Yeah,
and now we're moving into these, like Marcel's building, like they might be out of asset packages, but he's building maps out of them, and there's people doing custom ones for others. The characters have been doing some awesome stuff, like the Hotline Miami one I just played today. like the fact that the rhythm that you can accomplish with in-game tools that Devin has added to Taken Hold Tweaker and just what Anton has in there is, I think, bringing the next level of H3 that just hasn't been there yet. So in the meantime, while Anton's doing all the boring stuff in the back to bring us whatever comes next, like mods have been this really cool thing to like keep it interesting in that the long run. So
100%. I fully agree to that. And I can't wait to give it my own shot because everybody's been talking about it. You've been showing so many things. Now that the tournament's over, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will actually like hop away from vanilla for a bit and be like, yeah, we really want to try this because you're not allowed to do it in a tournament. So that's going to be interesting to see. And on the fun fact, the only reason I was asking that is because I was on the First2Wurst Twitter. I was just browsing a little bit because I see a lot of posts by like Anton, and I see some posts by you because I follow those channels through that. And it was just funny to see Anton actually, retweet the I call it infamous at this point, hot tub wiener times you had, because that's the only time I've actually seen, for Anton actually be like, put something out there that is, openly modded content without being like, questioning it at all. Like, it was great to see, of course, because that's the moment I realized, well, there is a certain level of understanding that this exists, and he's acknowledging it, which means that we're stepping in a direction where the community gets a little bit to, just express a bit more, which I find is important for a game like this. Sorry, cable.
Yep. No, you're good. The cable woes.
Yeah, so it's just nice to see that, with big content creators also being on our side to just be like, yeah, mods are not necessarily always a bad thing, to just be like, hey, we can have fun with this. We have a lot of potential to, draw people in, because I'm pretty sure a good amount of people who see this will be attracted to the game for another new reason, and that's what we want. We want to build a community, right? And have other events like this flourish even more through that fact. On that note, I would like to add one last question before I now encourage the viewers real quick. I would like to have at least 2 to 3 viewer questions about stuff that preferably not has been asked a lot throughout his streams or anything that like a lot of viewers would commonly know. Just something
What settings do you use?
Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, the last question from my end, which is probably the most interesting question you can ask anyone who's been around for so long. What do you see for the game in the future, and what would you like to see for the game in the future?
That's a very tough question. I applaud Anton constantly for like this game still having content, for going on 100 updates. Like $20 6 years ago, whenever I first bought this, and like this is about to pass up any other game I have played on Steam. So, and not to mention that it's basically turned into an unofficial side gig for me, because I make some cash on YouTube and make some cash on Twitch doing this in that sense too. And I'm excited to see what the core that has been built up gets to like transform into next, because Taken Hold was this nice little lightning in a bottle thing that he caught, and he's been able to like build and build and build with the characters that have gotten out, and now with the map being teased more and more, which is supposed to come in update 99, I believe. So I'm just interested to see like what other ways he starts pushing, because I know he was getting into the game maker stuff where you'd be able to set your spawns and that kind of pulled back a little bit. And there was the I think UGS was the name of the system the first time he made that pass several years ago. But just he always pushes in interesting ways, and it's always seems to be like fun first. So I don't know. I've no clue with him. No clue what's gonna happen, but it's exciting no matter what.
It's that's a lot of like what people say. It's always a little bit unexpected what he will work on next, because in some cases it's really fun because you don't know what's coming. There's going to be like really great things you never expected. On the other hand, it's going to be a question of when is he going to tackle something that certain players actually enjoy the most, like Meats, for example. Meats is currently not getting much love at all, but I feel has a lot of potential to grow. So I fully agree with this. And considering that the viewers are a little bit like busy discussing the engine and stuff now, I will actually add in another question that came to mind just really quickly. It's a little bit more tournament related and a little bit of a hot topic with like everybody here, because I'm the only one in that aspect, and people probably see where this is going. Arm swinger versus twin stick in a competitive environment. Let's just briefly think about this. Would you think with the new map coming out and the focus lying on it being a little bit more open space and a little bit wider that it would only be fair to maybe up twin stick or reduce arm swinger to the similar level of like Rodwieners and stuff where it's a little bit more limited?
Arm swinger gang.
Yeah, like it's
like I'm not
just
saying just to,
Yeah.
before you start, I'm not saying
Yeah, I
stunt
know.
arm swinger into like oblivion or anything, or up twin stick to be an absolute god and do like super speedy things, but just like level the playing field a bit so that people that, for example, like me, I tried arm swinger that just can't get into it, still have a chance to be competitive on bigger maps.
Yeah, I'm not sure that there would have to be something done if it's a literal traversal difference in time. I rarely have played twin stick, so it's been far too long for me to know how big the gap is. I thought that twin stick was a little bit quicker, actually.
Yeah, let me just give you a bit of a rundown here. What's happening?
Oh, I was raising my hand.
Oh yeah, I'll get to you in a moment. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. I'll get to you right afterwards. Just quickly adding in from my side to give you a bit of a perspective. With Arm Swinger right now in Take and Hold, there hardly is a cap, and I compared Hot Dogger's gameplay to mine in terms of how you move through Red Room. If I want to traverse through Red Room, if I'm going to have a little bit of a mental image, you can't see it, but I have my eyes closed, like envisioning the room. If I move up, I probably take about 7 to 8 seconds to cross the room, maybe 9. And with Arm Swinger, if you have somebody who's swinging really fast, it's 2 seconds. You can go up to 4, maybe even 5 times faster, swinging your arms like an absolute maniac compared to twin stick on the highest setting, which means like a map that's going to be really open is definitely just going to, like, without a doubt, we don't even have to talk about it, smite twin stick players completely.
Yeah. I don't know. There'd have to be like a dash or something that's on cooldown to bring at least the longer distances down to a similar time, but that's going to be a hard problem. Locomotion in VR is, I think, just always going to be something that's going to be unsolved completely, and these are the kind of, like, this really wasn't as big of an issue in a smaller map, but it's going to become more apparent come the Winter Wasteland, so...
Yeah.
Just to quickly address, don't you have the map in the room? We have it in a different room, but it would be very troublesome to show it off in retrospect to this right now. Now we're gonna move over to Putter. Putter was raising his hand. What's up?
Well, I was gonna say a few things about twin stick. For one, I feel like that there still are kind of some pros and cons to twin stick. For one, like when you're playing arm swinger, the one thing that you get used to, which I'm pretty certain that Jedi and everyone else who plays arm swinger knows, is whenever you're whenever you want to strafe, what you tend to do is that you kind of like have the gun kind of like in one hand, and then you like use your other hand to move left or right, kind of.
Yeah.
In that sense, because you have to kind of, it's kind of a weird thing, but it's like I feel like that twin stick has a very good advantage over that. Better yet, twin stick is very good for filming. I'll say that. Super good.
I did notice a few snippets where I think I swore I saw twin stick movement right there.
Yeah, I'll admit that. Twin stick is great for that. But yeah, no. I feel like definitely there could be like a boost of movement. I mean, there should be like because you know how there's all the speeds in the settings for how fast you want to move whenever you press the sprint button or something. There should be like a throw up one, like a full on like will make you throw up, you know. For those super hardcore people, you know.
Yeah, I'm not saying what I could agree with, simply because we have a little bit more flexibility in how we use our gun and how we move backwards and strafe and such. I would agree with like a speed difference where Arm Stinger still remains faster, because at the cost of having actual full control of the weapon being a little bit different. But the speed difference is so apparent that if I'm gonna go into speedrunning real quick, that we have to make different categories in that, because you can save literal minutes in actual runs just swinging your arms really fast.
Go into that completely?
Yeah.
Agaba was a twin stick dude. That guy, I don't know, every time I watched one of his runs, he was always an inch away from dying in his one hits. Every time. He was he always puts himself in the worst situations and always gets shot at. always gets shot at, never gets hit, because he's constantly strafing around like with twin stick. Like twin stick strafe is actually really nuts. Like he literally showed us one day, like how long he was able to dodge like a bunch of sausages in the proving grounds. That was actually kind of nuts. I remember watching that while I was editing, and he's just like, "Here, watch this." He just spins around for like so long and doesn't get hit once. And I'm just like, damn,
it's crazy to think about. I seen the runs and they were scary to just watch. Even if I know that he won't die, just like rewatching that and watching a clip is always scary. It's so scary. And then the gun malfunction at Cuba's Edge just not being like the safety was on for some reason, you know. And but yeah, like. Survivability is one thing. You can do a lot of things in a twin stick in terms of surviving one hits, but on the other hand, arm swingers can just like wail their arms and be away from the actual threat in between holds in a matter of seconds. Death Muncher is a good example of that. Hot Doggers is a good example of that. They see you and they have this reaction time of like 1 to 2 seconds, and the problem just is by the time they want to shoot, most of the time if there's not several squads, you're just gone. With twin stick, you have to fight unless you just have a corner right around you where you can like actual fall back though. So that
out of there.
For competitive H3, I personally would like to see as a twin stick player, and speaking up for people like Baldric and Jorolf and a lot of other competitors I've seen with twin stick, just for the new map, that if we get balancing like a bit more for both modes to be able to compete like against each other, it would be great. It would absolutely be fantastic. Not trying to throw up arm swingers under the bus, of course. Like this is just from a standpoint of somebody who's actually like playing the other side to get an idea here.
Well,
Jedit wrote down something. I don't like this.
He wrote something down.
Sending a special note to Anton about this.
Help me.
Please increase arm
Help
swinger
me.
movement speed.
You saw this, right, viewers? You saw this? You saw that? Oh, God.
He's got the connections, okay.
Oh, no.
Right.
Well, I hope you wrote down that you're vouching for balance and not trying to take me out, because...
Absolutely.
All right,
Yeah,
anyway. All right, so considering that the viewers...
No idea, Jedi. No idea. No, I'm just kidding.
As I'm taking a look here, like the viewers can't see this, but I have 5 screens all around me. I'm just able to see Putter and everyone on the other side of the couch, but I can't really
spider.
like I'm covered in screens right here. You can't see it. As I'm seeing like the chat right here down here, I don't see any questions reached out from Jedit, so I'm gonna give the couch a chance from the other half. For Mac, Ethium, and Duger, and well, Putter as well, if you have any questions. Just one question by each if you want to jet it before we move on to the next segment.
Are we going to go left to right, or?
If you want to start, we can work our way over.
Let's see. Actually, I do have a little something crazy, but something that Jedi's only going to know. So Jedit, I want you to, so back when you first did a video on the hardcore one hits for Endless, like when the new like take and hold video came out, I want you to go and check that comment section. It was about 2 years ago. I don't know if you'll find it. It was like it was a pretty big video. It was a chunky one for sure, and I just recommend you to just look in the comment section if you want a little surprise. That's it.
This is one of my videos I'm looking for.
Yes.
All right, I'll start looking. One hits? I don't know what this isn't gonna be good.
It's the hardcore like one hit endless thing or whatever.
Endless. Oh well, I haven't played that in years.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, I think, if I remember correctly.
I'll try to look. I don't know if I'll find it, but I'll try to look.
I will say this: that night, I did not study for my exams. You'll see why.
I'll look.
Dude.
But yeah, it's probably gonna take you a second to find it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mac, if you want to pitch in your question while you're constantly like pulling out your sword for some reason,
it's an accident. I have like the like certain finger movements do like certain things, so it's like I'm not.
If you
trying to
open
do
up the radial menu, you can turn expressions on and off.
Oh shoot!
Go into your options in the radial menu and then hit gestures.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Thank you. But yeah, as far as questions go,
Don't feel obligated.
I mean, no, of course, like you don't have to ask anything if you feel content. I'm just offering, like we have Jedit right here. We're able to talk to him.
yeah,
you know, just to pitch in something maybe people are curious about? Otherwise, I'm gonna like briefly pass over to Ethium if you still want to think about it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure yet, so we can pass along.
Well, I was just going to very briefly deflect that straight into Armadillo's question, actually, because Armadillo just asked. Yes.
How does it feel to know you've inspired quite a few of the runners to take part, introduce them to H3VR? It's weird. Like, even this whole thing, first off, this is the first time I've been, like, interviewed for stuff like this, so this is, as a socially anxious person, I hate all of you for asking me to do this. But, no, like, it's, like, I do my best to not take credit for anything like that because, like, it's the game that really is the interesting part. I only wanted to show the parts originally that made me laugh, and then I had issues speaking in my videos, that's why all the dumb reloads literally have 0 talking in them. So I used Twitch in my take and hold runs to get better at that stuff, and it seemed to be like the people who have joined because of that and then are in the community vicariously through me in any way. I'm happy that everybody seems to have this same just like chill, it's all cool, we're just doing this for fun kind of attitude, because that's the moment that it gets away from that. The moment that I start doing Raid Shadow Legends introductions in my take and hold videos, like that's the moment that it loses that bit of fun, that bit of passion.
Yeah.
And I'm overwhelmed and overjoyed that people have found H3 through me, and I hope that really the love should go to H3, not me. So.
Well, it takes a catalyst for a good product to be recognized as a good product, and it's safe to say that you are the catalyst for a lot of people. As a also very socially anxious person, I mean, you saw how I was behaving before the stream went live, so you know my feeling pretty well, I hope.
Oh, we all are.
Yep.
All right,
100%.
I'm going to pass it over to Duger before going back to Mac, if Mac has anything afterwards.
I don't have any questions, but thanks for coming through with the P350 by Bauer.
Yeah, Duger,
Dugar's
man.
in every freaking stream. Dugar's ridiculous.
Duger put so much pressure on me to get those. You saw it in the intro. I was slaving away to get them, and I even almost got 2 of them. 2. And, well, it was not meant to be. This was not. All right, Mac, last chance before the train takes off. Anything you want to add?
I don't think I've got much. Thanks for coming here, at least.
All right.
I will say that, dude. Thank you.
So,
I can't really think of anything.
that's fair.
No worries.
That's fair, but I won't take my sights of you quite yet. You are the winner of the tournament, and of course, I've prepared 1 or 2 questions for you. So, considering that Mac made it last minute, it was actually a little bit like questionable if he would or not, but Mac is here right now. So, first question I'm going to take from RP: Why hot dogs?
Oh, that's a good question. I ponder on every single time.
All right.
I don't know. Why hot dogs?
No actual answer for you to come through with this one.
It's a very complex question. I don't think there's a single answer for why hot dogs.
Okay, we can already see like the different calculations and numbers flying in front of your face. So I will spare you from providing any more details on that. But as the actual winner of the First2Wurst tournament and being introduced to a wonderful, colorful share of prizes, now that you have actually let it settle a bit that you've won it, you've got it all. How is that realization still sitting with you? Like, do you wake up in the morning still with that amazing grin on your face, or what's happening there?
I don't know, man. Like it's cool. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. It happened, and that was it.
That was it.
I still think it's really cool, but I don't know. Just
very humble about the win. I like that.
I wanted to ask very quick, or I want to tell Mac very quickly. By the way, that whole thing they asked me about, that's gonna come in a nice little Discord update shortly, or the First2Wurst Discord update. I've been talking with Tigerius on, kind of converting the whole Discord.
Just real quick, so, your other hand, if you could move it like to not break the wrist every time.
Oh, sorry.
It's exploding. It's exploding in wherever it was. There you go. That's better.
Sorry, I was sitting cross-legged.
Yeah, it's
so
it's
it,
okay.
probably looked weird. But yeah, no. Pretty much, I want to let you know that there's going to be a Hall of Fame, and Death Muncher and you are going to be in there for sure.
Awesome.
So that's
Cool,
going to be
man.
really
Cool.
cool. Once we get that all sorted. So yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Second question, and you don't have to answer this one because, of course, this is one of I'm pretty sure everybody's dying to know. Do you have any details on what you're getting from Anton, and if so, do you like to share or not?
So actually, I still haven't gotten like specific details. He's been very what's the word? Elusive about it. Like, I think all that I got asked was, "Are you a good cook and what's your shirt size?"
Ooh.
I'm not kidding.
Oh no.
Are you a good cook? Now that is ooh.
Yes. It was like, "Are you a good cook / do you cook?" I was like, "Oh, well, I'm pretty decent, you know. If not, you know, my parents are also good cooks, so they can help, you know."
Gonna get a pack of 10 hot dogs and a pack of 8
Nice.
buns.
I'm
He just sounds like a full-on grill and just like
yeah, just
Oh,
imagine like a
that would be
truck rolling
hilarious.
up, like a whole truck. It's like, yeah, is this Mac? We got a truckload here from Rust Limited. Apparently a grill and about 500 pounds of Wagyu beef. Is this you? Did you order this?
I don't know why anybody would want a rusty grill, but I mean, it's to each their own, I guess.
But yeah, so it seems like we're just not gonna know until the time has come. But we know it's gonna probably have some cool rock and like merch. We know you get a body pillow, but that's been announced by.
There will be pictures, I promise.
Oh,
There will be
wonderful!
pictures.
Well, the
Oh,
First
let
to
me know when
Worst
you get
channel.
that, by the way.
The First to Worst channel is following you ever since becoming like the winner. So if you share on Twitter, we
Oh,
will be
shoot.
on the
Cool.
ball for seeing that, and we will make
Awesome.
sure to get the word out to everyone in the community.
Cool, man. Awesome.
I'm supposed to ask from RP also to Jedit why hot dogs. Do you have an answer to that?
Yes.
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 Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It's a good one.
Nice.
Oh. Okay, that was the answer. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So,
Oh man.
last question to Mac, because I've asked Jedit the same question, and I'm curious to hear it from an actual, person that has won the tournament. Twin stick and arm swinger balance. How do you feel about it?
I don't know. It's really hard to say because I kind of agree with Putter that each of them, they have their own advantages and disadvantages. Like twin stick, if you want to go backwards, you go backwards. If you want to go left, right, you go left, right.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
arm swinger, you kind of have to either do that or do that, or you kind of have to like mosey on over.
and now the
blade.
same question, just in connection of like that very big map that is announced to be more open spaced, where when with the time differences being described a little bit, do you still think that would apply to be a fair, pro con list? And of course, this is your opinion. You don't have to agree with me now because
Oh,
we're on
yeah,
the big
no,
screen. You
totally.
can
Yeah,
openly say whatever you want. Very
I
important.
don't know. I think it's really hard to say. Because yeah, like I said earlier, arm swinger has its advantages, twin stick has its advantages, and both their own disadvantages. But in terms of like balancing and stuff, I think it's okay for now. Like if I had to be honest, I think we've barely even scratched the surface of the iceberg. Like the whole community in terms of like competitive taken hold is in its like little tiny baby infant phase where
Baby days.
things are still
baby
being discovered, and when you start to get that feeling of like we've kind of reached the limit of what we can do, like people will still push it further. So I feel like there's so much more to come out of like what arm swinger can do, what twin stick can do. So yeah, it's really hard to say. I think everything is still in its very little infant stage where there could be so much more and we just don't know yet.
Yep, fair. I fully understand where you're coming from with that. Thank you for your input. One last quickfire round in terms of questions, and then we're done with asking all the stuff that makes people anxious, sad, or angry in the chat or in here on the couch. Quickfire round, starting with Duger. Manual bolting, slide bolting, or quick bolting?
Manual bolt.
Okay, Ethium.
Quick bolt.
Mac.
Quick bolt for competitive, manual bolt for fun, immersive.
Okay, jet it.
Quick.
Okay. Manual bolting all the way. I don't care which mode.
Or sorry, slide bolting. I meant slide bolting. The little touchpad kind of thing.
Yep.
Quick bolting.
All right. So we had 2 quick bolts. We had 1 slide bolt, manual bolt, and we had 3 people say manual bolt along the lines, and we had Jedit saying slide bolting as well. Was it quick or slide? Quick. So
Slide
yeah,
is cheating.
Yeah.
Too
like-
quick.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're a sellout.
Too quick.
You're a sellout.
2 quick, 1 slide. No, 2 quick, 2 slide, 2 manual as their main preference. So we actually have a perfectly balanced couch in that regard. That's amazing.
Oh wow.
Dude, man.
Didn't.
Slide bolting. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. You continue.
Oh, no, I was just saying a perfectly balanced couch in that regard. And Wiley says you are all wrong except Mac.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, Wiley. You know.
Join the dark
You
side.
taught me well.
Manual all the way. Yorov speaking my language. I like that.
You're off.
RP, I don't agree with RP too much, but that's fine. People are allowed to have wrong opinions. It's okay.
Absolute savagery on the couch.
I'm gonna go out of my way to just remind people, like, before we move on from this, that there was a funny moment, and I've said it on the Discord before. I was saying this on the Discord before, and it's funny because it's just happened with the viewer couch going on during the finals. Omega Eldritch was sitting next to me, and we were talking actually about movement modes for a bit, and they were also talking about movement mode on stream, I think. Omega Eldritch was sitting right next to me just saying, imagine using your joystick, like clicking your joystick to toggle sprint. And I heard that out of the corner of my ear while being glued on the screen, so I just looked at it and being like, imagine being beaten by someone who clicks his joystick to sprint. I shouldn't have said it too loud, though, because suddenly 4 heads poked out on the other end of the couch. And the problem about that is all 4 heads were people I eliminated in the tournament clicking my joystick to sprint. So I instantly made myself a public enemy in a matter of seconds on that couch. Good times. I pulled back my statement first, but you know what? I decided to double down. It's like, you know what? I don't care. You all lost to me with me clicking my joystick to sprint. So y'all got to step up your game. On that note, I would just like to extend real quick that I do personally promote a lot of like 1v1 action to keep the competitive flair going between our tournaments. If you would like to have something going like that and want somebody to stream it with commentary or just want to, like, you know, play anyone here on the couch that is interested in doing it, just let me know, or that person know. I'm pretty sure we could get something going of just like doing what I like to call offshore battles. We actually want to do a vote about this, if we call them cage fight.
Actually, Putty, I was actually gonna talk about that all at the end. But no, I was gonna call it offshore battles.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna.
I probably told this to ETM because ETM I told him a lot of other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Before I probably should have talked to you about it right away too. But
It's fine.
Sorry about that.
So never
I'll
mind.
tell you about it after.
Yep.
There's a lot of cool stuff.
Okay, that is fair. Okay, so I'll move away from that immediately, and we'll go into more community aspects afterwards then. Of course, with the couch being started off as an analyst couch and first to worst for this tournament, we have a little bit of stats and we have a little bit of stuff going on. The problem about it is Baldric was sadly feeling a little bit under the weather, so we don't have too many visual goodies that are super flashy and super cool, but we have one that probably is the most interesting one we could have gotten. So let me swap the scenes real quick for you to get a good look at that, because my god, I was very excited to see this myself. So today we have on the actual analysis the graphs in relation to raw data, like last time, but we have the seat favorability, and I think that is what people wanted to see a lot. So in terms of seat favorability, we're talking about which seats were picked out the most and disliked, and which ones made it through the veto the most when they were available. Because we, of course, talked about, you know, the infamous seat that killed so many people at the start, which is seat 5. Seat 5 was an absolute killer.
What the?
And we also, you know, in connections thought like, yeah, this is probably the most hated seed in connection with that, especially because we started on seed 5 in a tournament and we ended on seed 5 in a tournament, which was
Seed 5.
super
That's a good
bittersweet.
seed.
Well, the problem about seed 5 for a lot of people is Red Room, but there's other seeds that have Red Room, and
That is true. That is very true.
yeah, and I think that is a deciding factor. What came to shine afterwards, though, was Orange Room. Orange Room was a room, it was a little bit of a sleeper agent, but it quickly turned out to be the second worst, or sometimes even the worst room for some people, surprisingly enough. And I'm talking about the room that has like the cursed ladder. For that, I'm going to quickly pull up my seat hold order reference sheet so I can quickly take a look here. So, in terms of favorability, as you can see right now, seed 0, 5, and 9 are the least favorite seeds, with 9 being the absolute worst. People actually hated 9, and I can tell you why.
Wow.
Seed 9 ends with orange room, and that is the exact room which made people more anxious than red room. You don't have
Really?
as much cover, and most of the cover you have is penetrable by that time. So that is the problem. And not to mention the amount of doors that come in.
So seed 5 wasn't that bad, guys. See?
Hey,
Seed 5 is the third least appreciated one, but out of the least appreciated one, it's the one they still like the most, so you're not wrong. Seed 9 consisted out of yellow pit room, followed by purple room. We got the light blue room, which is, actually pretty easy to manage at that point. Blue hallway as a fourth hold, which is absolutely terrible already. And if you manage to go through blue hallway, well, there's the orange room just ready to take you out if, that wasn't enough. And considering a lot of one-hit stuff happened towards the end, surprisingly not in the finals, actually. Like, I was very surprised to actually see that we ended on, like, standard health. I kind of know why now, sadly, but it still was a very good show. It's still, like, a very dangerous seed on standard health for a lot of people that are getting into the game, because it's probably one of the hardest ones to master. We're going to quickly also address the other two, which is seed 0 and seed 5. Seed 0 starts with teal square, which is not too bad. L hallway, which is a little bit iffy. Third hold is orange, which is why it's already not liked too much. Blue hallway are the fourth hold again, with speed meat and Putter's broken neck next to me, kind of terrifying me. What is that?
Sorry about that. Was fixing something on the street.
It's a little bit like of a problematic seat to get into. And then of course we got the green room, which is the 3 plateaus with the ladders, which is actually not too bad of a last room, but it still can have a little bit of jank if you're playing it from below instead of up top, or the other way around because you're very exposed. The last one is seed 5, which was the one that killed off the most statistically, because it just happens so often. It starts with light blue, followed by orange room, which is on that stage not too bad. L hallway being like a little bit iffy. Green plateau room, with the plateaus being once again a little bit hit or miss, and then red room, obviously. So we can see a pattern of either blue hallway, orange room, or red room being the deciding factor later on for that. Admittedly, weirdly enough, and I'm going to pitch this in before we move away from the graph again from my side, seed 2 is actually one of the most favorite seeds, and seed 2 ends with red room. So I don't know why that is the case. It might be the fact because we start with orange, which is, one of the hardest rooms right at the start. The T hallway, which is super easy in my opinion. Dark blue, which is honestly not too bad. Dark blue is the 3-level room where you play, bottom, mid, or top, depending on how you feel. And then we got the yellow hallway, which is super easy, and then it ends with red room being, the actual ultimate stage. So that is very surprising. That is the only one that is, actually red room at the end without being hated. Every other one has, red room here and there, like seed 3 and stuff, but they're not too badly placed, which means that it's not seed 3, my bad. There is a seat that has it as a third hold. That's seat 8, my bad.
8.
Yeah. That one's actually not really that frowned upon because it ends with a yellow pit room, which is just 2 entrances, so you can cycle back and forth. So, yeah, that's it's just a really nice graph to look at, because if you're going to pull up the list and the sheet, you will be able to compare, and you can see. It's okay, Jed. I reach out my hand to you as well.
Turning my AC up, sorry.
Sorry, I did just play it into my hands, quite literally, pun intended. So yeah, there you have it. Shoutouts to Baldrick once again, even in his like knockdown state, being a little bit down and out, he's here with our hearts, even though he couldn't make it today himself. Doing this for us, and once again, like, lots of shoutouts to him. And I will once again pass that to the other thing that is in the making. And there should have already been a document, but I really didn't have the time to because I was super busy, and I apologize. And that is the raw data that is going to be provided. We will have, once again, I'll just go through it real quick. We're going to have a document which is going to cover all information that you have seen on the first couch and the second one. It's going to be accessible on the public on future notice through the First2Wurst Twitter or other platforms. All sources and links will be provided, of course, where we have acquired the information and how we got it. And, you can check the First2Wurst Discord or the Twitter and stuff for when the document goes live, because we will probably hit a little bit of an announcement. Not everybody's going to care for it, obviously, because, it's a lot of numbers and a lot of stuff to look at, and not everybody wants to, go through all of that as I hit my desk. But yeah, it's an interesting document. We've put a lot of work into it. And speaking of time and effort, I'm going to wrap up the statistics with something else today that is not run dependent per se, but to give you an idea of how much work has gone into into the actual tournament. So on that regard, I'm going to swap the couch camera real quick back to the actual couch so that we have a bit of. It's not working from here, sadly. Let me just.
They're just pointing at my face for some random reason for a second.
It's,
Oh.
There we go. It's not working. Sadly, couch cameras is not working, so the map is breaking a little bit. That is fine. The camera we have right now is not too bad of a spot.
I'm actually going to have to run at this point, so if somebody wants to flip down, I know Dugar's way down at the end. Thank you guys so much for having me on, though.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for being around for the interview and answering the questions, despite, as you said, being a bit more of a social anxious person. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Congrats again, Mac. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Thank you, man.
Take care, Jedi. I'm going to go over here so I don't just disappear.
Very immersive. He has left the stage.
Buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Okay. So
Guess I'll move in.
that was expected. He did say that he might have to take off. I'm very appreciative of the time he already provided for us. And yeah, in my opinion, very fantastic person. That's for sure. So, where was I? Right, the time. Speaking of time and effort, I have something to read out, and it's going to be a lot of numbers. I'm going to not go too fast. Listen carefully. I know some people will space out, but this is very interesting to me and probably a lot of people just to how big this has been. So this tournament, as Putter has said towards the end in the finals, had 560 runs total. We had 355 people in those runs that survived. That is 63.3% of every competitor's run that ended up with like a survived run. Now, if we take 20 minutes on average, which is, the people that finished usually are above the average, the people that have died are usually below it. If we take a 20-minute average per run, that is, with 560 runs, 11,200 minutes. 11,200 minutes translates to 186.66 hours. And 186.66 hours translates to 7.7775 days. Now, what that means for us is we could turn on Take and Hold for an entire week.
I'm just kidding.
We should get a life, yes.
Get a life.
We should get a life, yes. But we could also spend, instead of getting a life, an entire week, almost 8 days, just watching Take and Hold without sleeping, without eating, without taking a break, back to back.
Oh my god.
Over a week of it.
Shit.
Now think about it. I'm not done. I'm not even done yet. So,
Not done yet.
the rough estimate of time spent by staff on screen is 23,800 minutes. That is an estimate generated out of 2.125 staff members per run. This is because a lot of runs in the first two phases only had a moderator and maybe a commentator. And a lot of runs afterwards had a moderator, a commentator, and maybe even two commentators and even two moderators. So it kind of balances out to, a little bit above 2 from what I've calculated. That is 396.66 hours, which is 16.5275 days. That means just for on-screen production, just for the actual on-screen production, we have invested over 2 weeks being on stream right here, First2Wurst. Like people have been on the screen for over 2 weeks of time combined, making this possible in the front end. Now I say front end because I'm not done yet. For those runs, there are meetings to be accounted. There are huge chunks of time that can be added for media production to this man right here, the video I've made, which has a small chunk of time, really small chunk of time. Ethium over there making a lot of videos. Baldric
Absolutely.
in connection with, I think it was, who was it? Who did the voices? Chubbs, with Chubbs. All that stuff. Like, all those videos have to be added on top of that. Generating statistics can add about 10-ish hours more that we have put in with the charting and stuff. And this makes me believe. This is just an estimate that makes me, realize this by just going through it a bit in here, like no actual calculations, just like thinking about it a bit, that with the runner's times, on-screen production, R&D before and during a tournament with the Discord and stuff, statistical analysis like this right now, media production and technical aspects, it leaves us with approximately 3,500 to 5,000 hours of combined time to run the event. This is 145.83 to 208.33 days of time put into the event. It is safe to say that all staff's time combined, about half a year's time was put into making this happen.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. I didn't look at it that
What
way.
in the fuck? Or shit.
Incredible.
Sorry.
No, he said a bad word.
I'm sorry.
You said a word.
What in the flipping heck, dude?
So yeah, it's quite a lot of time.
It's merited.
Think
Yeah.
about it. Think
so
about
when
it.
people,
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, so when people ask why we're doing this annually,
That's why.
Yeah.
that is why.
That's
That
very
is
good.
why.
And that whole annually stuff may be determined, and now it's kind of a mixed bag at the moment, but just keep a lookout for a weird announcement, if anything. I'll actually have to talk to you about this afterwards, right after Putty. Maybe a few others too, because I think you guys would probably want to know.
Okay.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, and that's put a lot of time in this. I'm gonna go to bed for a long time after this.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm done for a
You
bit.
probably should. Good idea.
Yeah.
So
I told myself I was done about a week ago, and then I started working on the third highlights again, and I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, I can't do that.
The
I
face
said-
of your player model, I feel like, matches what you're probably feeling right now.
Probably the tired Isaac.
Yes.
all right.
Yes.
So just to interject real quick, chat. It's good you're writing on the joke, but let's not go too overboard. We're trying our best. Don't enable us, please. Please don't. All right.
I just read the chat right now. That's beautiful.
Okay. So so in terms of couch and the things I wanted to talk about, that is actually all that is from me, like in terms of like things I've planned. But of course, we have mentioned community-related aspects, and it seems like Putter was ready to talk a little bit about that. So I'm going to pass it over to him.
Alrighty, so pretty much there's a lot of things that I wanted to talk about because I haven't really gone to it this week because I was hands full on the highlights, but I'm gonna be talking with the Tigerius, who built our Discord, and we're gonna be opening up a bunch of stuff, and one of them Putty is definitely gonna want to look into. We're gonna be opening up a bunch of categories, one of them being in the speedrunning category, of course. It's going to have a link to the speedrunning website in there and the info section and all that kind of stuff. And then the chat for that. We're also going to have a 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, team versus team kind of thing going on too in offshore battles, which will be a really, really fun thing. That will be another category. And what's really awesome is, of course, here and there, we'll be streaming some of those people's runs onto this Twitch channel. If they get a hold of mod and they could schedule down a time randomly and here and there. If the time's right for everyone and it isn't too much of a hassle, we'd love to do it, or I would love to do it personally. I'm pretty certain that maybe some of the staff would love to do it too. But so that's gonna be great. What else? Now there's a few things on the community tournaments. That's another thing that I wanted to discuss. So the community tournaments are all gonna be they're going to be ran by either the moderators here, or they're going to be ran by somebody else who will probably want to run them. And they'll bring us up, and the way that we're going to have that planned out is that you guys can bring us an idea, and if you plan on running it, or if you want to run it or anything like that, and you want to let us know, you could definitely put it in the community section. And I highly recommend, just for your sanity, to keep it at least at 32 players at most. Or else
Good idea.
Or by yourself would be kind of crazy. So I do recommend to keep it 32 players. I'm pretty certain that some of our mods here and there later on in the year might want to help out with that. I'm not too sure who, because I haven't, nobody has pitched in yet, but I'm certain that there might be somebody, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much good for the community side. And of course the 1v1s, 2v2s, all that kind of stuff. And then what else? Oh yeah, and then IPSC, which is something that Melon will talk about shortly. I still need to talk to him about it once that whole mod's done, but I'll get to that later. And then in terms of the Discord, there's also going to be a whole pretty much Discord overhaul. As you can see, some things have already happened. We already changed everyone's roles to Saucigs, which was such a massive change. But you're going to see a lot more. There's going to be the Hall of Fame channel, which will feature, of course, Death Muncher and Mac, our two only winners so far in the First2Wurst stuff, which is going to be cool. And I'm actually going to have to contact both of you and ask, like, what picture you want to put there for that.
Oh, okay.
We write a description down for that, so that'll be kind of fun. And then, yeah, I think that's really it. Just basically look out for some Discord updates, and there might be some other mini events that are just hosted by us. You never know. There could be something going on here and there. Until then, we hope that pretty much that you guys can practice up and do some crazy competitive stuff while we're taking a little break from this whole tournament, this whole disaster that worked.
I think
So,
out of everyone, you deserve the break the most. So, yeah.
Dude,
Absolutely,
I'm gonna,
man.
yeah, and then my bed's gonna have to deserve a break, man. I'm gonna be staying on that thing for a while.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then better yet, I have a dentist appointment in like 2 days, or yeah, a dentist appointment in 2 days that I'm not looking forward to. So that's gonna be fun. So I'm not gonna do anything for the next 2 days. I will probably post some updates about the Discord, but that's about it. So you guys probably won't see much of me. Oh, the highlights video will probably be out, by the way. That will probably be out within the next 2 days, because I need to do some things with that very quick. So yeah, and that's really it. That's all I gotta really say. I'm proud of this community, and it's definitely a small step towards, or a big step towards, pretty much something a lot bigger than what it is now. And I hope that it only just grows bigger with that whole thing. I definitely love this whole thing that's going on. And I definitely could have not done it without you guys or any of the moderators who are here. ETM and Putty here. Those two, without any of our moderators here or any of our staff, a lot of this would not be possible. So I cannot thank them enough for wanting to share this vision with everyone else.
It's been an interesting ride. I think seeing this grow as a whole was like a very, very interesting and unexpected for a lot of us, considering like if we compare it to like the previous tournaments and just talking about systems, from systems becoming a reality in the game itself without needing external technical stuff, to the point of actually like building a team and everybody having their roles. It's just insane. Like everybody started finding what they're good at and just applying it to a lot of things. And it's just fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic to be able to say, like, even from my side, considering this comes from from a person who does a lot of things like on his own. Like I usually used to not be a person to work in like teams at all. Like this has been one of the very few times where I didn't feel any pressure to work with anyone. Everybody was receptive.
Yeah.
Very shared vision in that regard, and it's just
I'm
amazing.
in the middle of something right now. Oh. Yeah. It's all good. Sorry, my brother. I try to mute myself in the game.
It's
I forgot I
okay.
was on Discord
It's
too.
okay. It's okay.
No. It's my bad. Yeah.
All good.
It's just a good reminder that we do, in fact, have a life.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, we do. No, I forgot I was also on Discord too, and so I muted myself in game and forgot about that. So.
You guys actually organized an entire game community. I think with competitive H3, there is a new style of community that is now like coming out. It's always been there, but it's now actually like really coming out, and I love it.
The one thing that I really love is how Anton really looked into it.
Yeah,
and that was like the number one thing that I really was.
I think that was the
happy
main
about
enabler for the scale for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Anton, when I talked to Anton about making those, all those changes weren't even from me really. Those were changes that pretty much the staff pretty much recommended, and I just told Anton to make that in the take and hold setting, and the fact that he was willing to do that and set that all up before the tournament started was super awesome, and I cannot thank him enough for that. And then also too, I cannot thank him for all the other stuff that he has planned. That, yeah, and then that I cannot talk about, but he's killing it right now, man. That's all I can say. I'm really happy.
In terms of community, oh, sorry.
Oh, just super exciting. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, in terms of community, I was going to quickly add, because we are going to near the end of the couch slowly here. We're going to give, of course, the other half of the couch to say their piece in regarding community and stuff as well in a moment. I just want to put out here, like, think about it. Everybody who's sitting on the couch and a lot of people here in the chat are pioneers of their own, like, caliber. I said that, Jedit is a pioneer for a lot of, like, wacky content and keeping people on their toes, but think about it. Putter right here, pioneer for probably like really heavy, like the most heavily edited videos for H3 at this point, and the actual idea of tournaments. We got Duga right here, being the absolute pioneer of supporting pretty much every streamer that is existing to play H3, and being always
he's
there
everywhere.
for everyone.
Always there.
Dude, if I pop into some random dude stream, I see
It's
Duger
Duger,
in there,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's him.
That's that guy. I know him.
Mac,
What the heck, he's everywhere.
Mac being the pioneer of like taking names and just being one of the most competitive players the community can provide, and actually showing that off by winning. And
Most
Ethium,
improved too from the first tournament, dude.
and Ethium
Freaking powerhouse.
being one of the
Absolutely.
first people to openly voice out of being a commentator and laying a lot of groundwork and doing a lot of like hype building for the actual event. And like everybody is being a pioneer of their own sense. And then I don't like talking about myself because it makes me feel weird, because I feel like I'm shilling. And but like I guess I also pioneered.
No. Stop. I'll do it. Okay. See, this guy right here. No, it was great working with Putty, especially with how long ago we first met. It's crazy to see how like things are, how far things can go. And Putty here is probably one of the most like, he's stuck with this whole tournament thing ever since the beginning, and it's so great to actually have him here still and have him work on this stuff, and of course the Twitter stuff and everything, dude. And I mean, Putty's done a lot. He's done the couch, dude. The couch was all his idea. No one else's. It was all his idea.
Yeah.
This guy literally brought this one up. He brought this whole thing together. He's the fact that he did all that and added an extra bonus for the tournament really means a lot, and really shows that he cares about this community. And that's what I love.
You know what the funny part is? I wasn't gonna even say anything of that. So you like put me on the spot even more than I was gonna put myself on the spot. But no, I was gonna say I'm the pioneer for inventing the term offshore battles. And for inventing the term speed meet. That was the only two things I were gonna say. But like Putter like just came in with Putter just came in and hit me with like a bus. I don't even know what to say now.
This is just the whole drunk man thing, just like, this guy.
But I appreciate it. Like I appreciate from the bottom of my heart, considering that I did come off as pretty adamant at the start of wanting to help and like wanting to put myself like in the staff to help out, which probably rubbed a few people the wrong way at the start, because like I really want to do stuff. I really like we should do this and that. Before even being in staff, I was already like planning ideas, and I think that made some people be like, oh, who's this guy? He just randomly showed up and he was in a tournament once and he wants to like do this and that. What the hell? So yeah, I respect everyone in the staff like to a massive degree of putting up with my weird, jumpy, hasty attitude and just being who I am, which is just like I want to do so many things.
We put up with each other, honestly. That's just how it is. Honestly, I think that staff team, honestly, I think we're like a family at this point.
Yeah.
We just know each other like just so well.
So
we're just like, oh, Baldric did that? Of course he did. It's freaking Baldric.
Yeah, Baldric.
Who touched the spreadsheets? Oh, Mintless is gonna freaking kill you, dude. I'm sorry, you're done.
Yep.
Like you're not gonna be alive.
Baldric is one of those machines for sure who has been putting in work nonstop. And speaking of family, I can 100% vouch for that. The things I've done with people out of the community that is not H3 is astounding. Like it's a bunch of friends that that I've never thought I would make. And as I said before, VR for me has been the best mistake I've ever made. I've been piss poor because COVID hit, but this community is, man, like there's people that I've talked to on like a more personal level, and we're like listening to each other in like the hardest times and stuff, and it's just like to think that you find something in something like this is just almost it's weird because I'm actually almost crying.
No, it's totally understandable.
Crying in a
Absolutely.
video game? Come on, man. I'm
It's just
kidding.
like it's just like fucking.
Hey, man.
It's just so
how it
crazy
is. It hits
thinking
the
about
feels.
it. Like, I have people coming out here. We have people sitting here, and people put up with like this entire thing, and like, everybody just hearing me out, and viewing stuff on people's streams that are not only streaming H3 and everything. It's fantastic. And it's great.
I would be tearing up with you, but I'm too tired.
You're too
to
tired,
even understand
yeah,
what's
I
going
get it.
on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
saying like just gonna come back to Armadillo's question because it's been sitting there for a while before I actually like get even worse. I don't want to do ugly sobbing because that's not good on stream. Any other people not on the couch at the moment that you specifically thank for tournament stuff? Yes. Mintless for the entire bracket and all the sheets. We've been using that up and down for absolute months, like actual months, and it always has been expanded upon. Death Muncher for going out of his way to take on the entire scheduling towards the end, reaching out to literally everyone over DMs with a big form that they technically just have to answer to over Discord. A very streamlined form to make it super easy to respond to. Thank you to Tigarius, obviously making the server where everybody gathers, where the announcements happen, where the community is allowed to form, and where even the big people like Jedit and Anton had a chance to just come in without everything just being, the surprise just exploding before it happens and stuff like that. Then of course all the people I got to commentate alongside with that are not here, which is Korean, which is Bush, which is who else did I commentate with? Bush, Korean, Hot Doggers at one point. I commentated with Hot Doggers. I'm really bad with like keeping the names when you got to think of them. Baldrick, of course. Baldrick's not here. It's been doing more than just commentary and moderating. King did a lot of moderation, so thank you to King. King has been absolutely slaying it in every phase doing moderation. Corby
Despite all the life problems he had too.
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that he still pitched in was crazy. Dude.
Yeah. He had
That guy
so
just
many
came in
things
and told us like,
happen.
oh, that my house is on fire.
Yeah,
I
power's
COVID, I have
out.
all this stuff happening.
Power's
but,
My wife
out.
left
this
me
run.
and she took the
Icicles.
kids and
Yeah, icicles coming through
said
the
that.
ceiling, the power's out, and all that stuff, and he still came back to do the things
I
he
have
did.
an
It's just
ID in
like-
my living room. Like it's just like, damn.
oh yeah, there we go. Wiley, that was a name I was trying to think of. I was thinking Wiley, but the only thing I was thinking of is treadmill, and I couldn't figure the name out because my mind is just exploding. Wiley for sure, because Wiley
props
put
to him
himself
for
out there.
coaching me too.
Good show, man. Really good coach. Super
Yeah.
fantastic guy. The guy who stood up for me in the first tournament to get the score I deserved, even though I got kicked out anyway. All that stuff. And it's just so many people. Everyone, like from my personal perspective, not just like the entire crowd, everyone who stuck with me in my worst tournament run, where I was so close to just like letting it all go and forfeit against Bush because I died like not even past first hold, not even past second hold in a standard health run in a best out of 3. Like
It happened.
so many people reached out to me in between because they wanted me to like actually keep going to put up a fight against Bush and not just like give Bush the win, because I was really close to just being like, yeah, I don't have the mentality to be like steamrolled. So thank you to everyone who reached out from my community and like community of H3 and like everybody who was there at the time. So thank you for that. And I'm going to leave the rest of the thank yous and the shout outs to everybody else on the couch. I've said enough for today. Yeah, it's your turn for the next, 10 minutes before we shut it off. So fire at will, arms free.
So how are you guys doing? I'm just kidding. I'm tired. So
Oh, my eyes.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I'm just really questioning the future of this whole thing, and I kind of already know, and I actually still need to tell Putty about it. But the thing is that we got there's a lot of plans and a lot of goals that we're gonna hopefully try and reach at some point. We already did the first thing. We hosted probably one of the largest community events ever in H3. Now that I actually think about it, we're actually kind of like, we're honestly the first 2Wurst. Honestly, we are. We're the first to actually organize something this big. So that's like, that's crazy. That so blows my mind that we even like managed to even do that. Like I'm just like, it's just nuts. That's really all I gotta say for that.
I was actually just gonna, I was just gonna add on to that as well, because I feel that I'll cast the net even further as to who we should give thanks to, and I feel like that's everyone who, first and foremost, anyone who put their name down on a form to sign up to compete, to have their name pretty much all plastered on the internet for a lot of eternity. I know that takes a lot of courage to really step up and bring that competitive nature and bring that good sportsmanship. As someone who's partaken in a fair amount of competitions in my personal life, especially with something that I see people being so incredibly passionate with, it is so easy to be a sore loser unintentionally and to have that happen, and it happens to the best of people. But I am so grateful and so proud of everyone who took every loss in their stride, because I know how difficult that can be to really take the loss and walk through it. And the thing that really blew my mind, I'm going to ramble for a little bit. The thing that really genuinely blew my mind, and in the best way, was the number of people who messaged their competitors before and after the fact of best of luck to you, and also thanking people even after they lost, thanking people for the opportunity that they gave to run against them. That was really, really absolutely incredible. And also then the next bunch of people who I'm going to give thanks to as well personally is everyone who tuned into a stream. Like I know to the people with our finalist stream, I think we peaked at around about 250, maybe 300 people. Like that's ridiculous. That's insane, honestly. And it is all of you people who watch this ragtag bunch of weirdos that we are to make
Weird greasy
a
folk with machines strapped on their face.
yeah, pretty much. Weird greasy folk with machines strapped to our faces to enable us to do what we really, really love. So thank you so much to everyone who gave us their time in their life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mac and
100%.
Duger, you two want to pitch in some?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, especially, I mean, all you guys are super awesome, and I'm very, very new to this community and kind of got like immediately hooked, and, you know,
We'd love to have you,
hopping
man.
between people's, thanks, hopping back and forth to people's streams and kind of checking everybody out, see how they're doing. It was more like, you know, at first it was kind of just one of those things of like, oh, you know, checking out the competition, but then, you know, it's getting to know people, you know, really enjoying like watching other people play and soaking up as much H3 as possible. I'm sure everyone knows that feel. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to really chit chat with everybody. You know, whoever has VR, whoever doesn't have VR, they still enjoy the content, the community, you know, and hanging out with everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mac.
I mean, yeah, pretty much what everybody said is like, you know, Oh, what's up?
Oh no, I was about to make a dumb joke. I was about to say, "Oh, come on, Mac. Everyone said their piece. Your turn."
Oh no, I've got my piece to say. You know, I don't. It's insane. Like I just, you know, I wouldn't be playing the game had it not been for watching like Jedi's video, and then on top of that, I wouldn't have even competed had Putter not even, you know, started with like the first ever small tournament, and then on top of that, you know, we wouldn't have even had a tournament if, you know, like just all the people that were like, oh yeah, this seems cool, like let's do it, you know, I'll compete or whatever. And then on top of that, then it turned into like this whole giant like production value, insane thing, and like basically we wouldn't have any of this if it, as dumb and cliche as it sounds, we wouldn't have had any of this had it not been for like everybody who thought that like, oh, I like the game, I want to compete in this, I want to try, and then for everybody who put in insane amount of hours to getting it all set up, making sure all of like the production goes straight, and that whatever else goes beyond on behind the scenes,
Right.
and everybody who set it up, we wouldn't have that had it not been for anybody who took part in it. And then I don't know, it's just it feels cool, and it feels really good, the fact that we have like a very grassroots, like it's all like community based thing because we love the game,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We all had a
and
role.
I just
We all
yeah
had a role to
everybody
play.
yeah
Yeah.
everybody had a role to play, so it's just like massive thanks to everybody who did their thing. I just you guys put in a absolute buttload of work, and also everybody else who isn't on the couch right now who also put in work. Like you guys did an insane job. I just showed up and played the game. You guys put it all together and made it happen. So yeah, it's very nice to have like a this whole community based grassroots kind of event for the love of the game. And
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for your words.
Yeah, I know a lot of things to say.
I mean, we all said our piece pretty much, which is, I think it's just fair to give everyone a chance to say it. Shoutouts to Bush and Hot Doggers pitching in from the chat, and Kota saying joining the next tournament. That's exactly what we need. We might also reach out to everyone when time comes around for the next tournament, because we might need people that are willing to improve, putting hands on deck to make it even better than this one and stuff like that.
Actually, I'll talk to you about that a little bit later, because there's something crazy right after this stream. I don't want to really.
It feels like I'm
put out there
in
just yet.
for more surprises by trying to bring up things than just things that I knew about already, which is more exciting than I expected.
Sorry,
to stream this.
I always hold stuff back. Like
It's
that.
okay. It's fine. Okay.
I'm full of surprises, I guess.
So, okay. Well, I think we've reached a good point on the couch. Once again, thank you for everyone's time. We're gonna start wrapping it up from here, I'm pretty sure.
Thank you guys. This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you
seriously.
again to thank you again to Duger for helping with the start of the video. Duger, as nonplussed and angry as he sounded in the video, is probably one of the sweetest people I got to meet out of the community. And the lengths he went through at the weird times to be here and to do the video thing, like there was not much time between that, and he still showed up for that and still helped me with the video at the time, which is insane. Same with Ethium, just being here on the couch at a ridiculous hour in Australia. It's just wild. It's just wild.
Yeah. 4 a.m. gang. Woo.
Everybody giving me a chance to do this, and I think there's a point where I just gotta say, with the couch, as Putter said, being my prime idea, it's still crazy how far I've come with doing this, starting as a weird hex maniac ghosty on a couch in a random map to getting my own little corner to do it with. To
Hey, Spirit did amazing work with
Spirit did such a great job with that, and it's
Absolutely,
just like
yeah.
Literally would not be sitting here without Spirit.
the
We'd be
sweetest
floating in the
meat. You're the
Literally.
sweetest meat, Duger. The sweetest meat person.
it. It'd probably be way more scuffed.
But yeah, so thank you so much for everybody that is watching and finding joy in this weird thing that I'm trying to pull up alongside the tournaments and events and giving me a chance to put it here. I want to use the chance, but to once again, like, deflect that away from me for a moment. Check out Putter's channel. Check out Duger's Twitch channel. I don't know how often Mac streams, but Mac,
Not as often.
if you stream, man, like, check out everybody who's been active in the community, not during tournaments. Ethium as well. It's a joy to watch him stream. Such a lighthearted,
Absolutely, 100%.
lighthearted, lovely personality that is streaming the game. just
If you ever want to see the Doomslayer be like as polite as possible, just that's what I have in my head anytime he plays Doom Eternal.
so yeah, Putter my band cakes on Twitch, obviously. Duger _ on Twitch. McNasty?
It's Mac Dynasty.
Mac Dynasty.
Not the one I would have gone with, but Mac was taken,
Well,
so you know.
Mac Dynasty, and I think Ethium has
die hard out
Ethium
here.
101 as well on Twitch, right?
I am
Yep.
the exact same everywhere.
Yep, Ethium 101 on Twitch.
And then of course,
Stream your
jeditobiwan,
Smash
if you haven't-
practice. Is what Wiley's saying, stream your Smash practice, Mac.
Oh yeah, shit. I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
dude.
Yeah, I mean also like I do play competitive Smash, so I mean, you know, if there are any locals are starting to come back slowly, so you may or may not see me on a stream somewhere.
As for me,
We'll see.
as for me, I also stream a lot of variety content. If you decide to check me out, it's Putty1 on Twitch. Just the name Putty and then the one at the end. I wanted to take just Putty, but was taken, as Mac has the same issue as me. A lot of people here stream H3 on a semi-regular basis or have played H3 a lot, so you can talk about it on your streams even if they're probably not playing it at the time. Check out also a lot of people in chat who are streaming. Wiley streams, Hot Dogger streams sometimes,
Absolutely.
Kota streams, Armadillo started streaming specifically for the tournament. Maybe we see more of him. Just make sure to hang around the community some, say hello to the people who participate and hang out. And if you want, like leave the people on the couch around me a follow because they definitely deserve it. They definitely deserve, getting the recognition for being the fantastic people they are. I personally have a fairly sizable community. I'm not gonna be like, oh, follow my channel, because a lot of people here are very small people that don't even not many people come there, and it's a shame. Potter and I have a viewer base, but there's a lot of people sitting over here that, it would be great to see them grow and stride off of what they do best. In this case, is playing, the silly H3VR game and being competitive about it or playing mods. We're all, we're all a big community trying to grow.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, Wiley, go
Good
check
words.
out Wiley and stuff. Everybody needs this.
We,
Everybody needs this.
I was gonna say we've taken, I believe, as a group, we've taken the first step to forging this community. Now it's up to all of you guys and everyone else to really to develop it and to strengthen it and to
Yep.
forge it in friendships and
Yeah.
It is very.
make it.
Sorry. Keep going.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say that I feel like we've taken the first step. The next steps are up to everyone else to grow and strive and to strengthen until we can make our next appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And yeah, as I was gonna say, it's very important. It's very important to know. It's very important to know, and this is I'm gonna stress this. Jedit is an amazing person. We all know he is. He's done so many things for the community, but he's not the only person out there. And I have to stress this because whenever, people talk about crazy stuff, there's a lot of people I know that do equally crazy stuff, but their name is just not known enough. They don't know that there's more people doing these things. So I think it's very important for us people who are having a little bit of a viewer base, at least, to promote the idea of hey, we are bigger than just one person being able to do these things. And I'm not trying to take away from Jedit. 100%
Well,
not. Watch him when he's
There's one
live.
thing that I actually do want to say very quickly. The one thing that I appreciate about Jedi so much and that I love so much no matter what. Oh, my hand's frozen. Okay, there we go. Is that he is he is the most genuine dude I've ever met. And the thing is that the fact that it just it makes me he inspires me to make the decisions that he has, and I'm certain many others too, because he's probably one of the most true to heart dudes you could ever meet on the internet. One of those,
Yeah.
and that's pretty rare to see, especially on the internet. It's so awesome, and I'm so glad that he's just who he is.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't let's not take away from who he is and what he does. Obviously, keep tuning into him. I'm not trying to take away from him because he is forever, as long as he's gonna go, and even after, if he's gonna stop doing it at some point for whatever reason ever, it's gonna be the face of H3 that made a lot of things happen. Even if he likes it or not, he made a lot of this happen. Let's not take away from it, but let's just look a little bit past let's look outside that box and give a lot of people like a chance to be who they are in the community that has come from that. That's all I want to say in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
Alrighty.
that's it.
Well, I'm gonna go to bed because I need to go work on the highlights and actually get that out at some point tomorrow.
Mhm.
We
So
need to.
that was a hell of a video to work on. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Yeah, I'll see you guys, and I'll see everyone in stream. Well, afterwards. I don't know. Do you guys have any last words or anything you want to
I
say?
think we said our piece. Yeah.
Say thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
So much.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something real quick. Okay. Just gonna do this thing.
We can stand up. I'm just kidding.
These are the people.
I can't stand up.
They're the faces of H3VR on the couch right now, but there's so many more than them.
I'm all the way at the end because I'm lonely.
Take a good look at them because their avatars might be the same the next time you see them.
Most likely.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep the casual Isaac. I might be the
I like
patient.
that one. That suits you well.
Last but not
Thanks.
least, this is the TO right here.
What's up?
Shout outs to your TOs, guys.
Absolutely.
Isaac is the TO.
Isaac Clark. I mean, he is an engineer. He did engineer.
All right.
Good point.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
So,
gonna close it up with the logo and stuff now and let people vibe for another minute, and then we're just gonna cut the feed.
already sounds good.
Cool.
Thank you so much,
Um,
everyone.
Thanks again,
no problem.
everybody. Thank you.
Nobody can hear us, right?
Well, no. We're still alive.
Nobody can. All right, great. So what I was gonna say.
I was just gonna let out a lot of words. No, I'm just kidding. No.
All right.
Son
So
of
a-
goodbye, everyone.
I've just realized something.
Take it
I've
easy.
just realized something as well.
You want to say that on
I was
stream
just
or?
gonna say. Yep.
Okay.
I've just realized something. I've realized the answer as to why hot dogs.
Oh yeah.
This right here. This is why hot dogs.
This is why
Everything
hot
that
dog.
we've just done.
Fair.
That's it. This is why hot dogs. I love it.
All right. So take it easy, everyone. Have a good one. I'm just gonna play the song again, and then once it's over, the feed is gonna cut. Goodbye.
See ya.